I remember it as if it were told to me around a flickering campfire, the kind of story that makes your skin crawl and your breath catch in your throat. It happened many decades ago when three American merchants, John, Michael, and David, were traveling through a remote province in Southeast Asia. Their journey was long, their supplies nearly gone, and nightfall caught them far from town. By chance, they stumbled upon a lonely house on the edge of a small village. A middle-aged man welcomed them kindly. He apologized that he could not stay, for his wife was gravely ill and he had to fetch medicine from a faraway shop. He asked the merchants to guard the house for the night. Out of gratitude, they agreed. The sick wife, he said, would remain in the inner room, silent and resting. The evening seemed ordinary enough. The three men ate a simple meal, then spread their mats in the living room, the oil lamp burning dimly in the corner. Outside, crickets sang in the darkness. Inside, the air was heavy, as though the house itself held its breath. Around midnight, John, who lay closest to the door, felt a sudden chill. A gust of icy wind swept through the house, though the windows were shut. His eyes darted toward the bedroom door. The lamp inside flickered, the flame swelling unnaturally bright before shrinking to a pinprick. He thought perhaps the sick woman had stirred, but what he witnessed next froze his blood. The bedroom door creaked open. Out stepped the wife. Her skin was pale, almost gray, her eyes hollow, yet fixed with eerie intensity. Without a sound, she moved to Michael, who was sleeping deeply. John watched in horror as she bent over him, pressed her mouth against his nostrils, and drew in a long, shuddering breath. Michael twitched, then lay motionless. His skin seemed to drain of color, becoming clammy like a corpse. The woman laid him back down carefully, as though nothing had happened, then slipped back into the bedroom. The lamp dimmed once again. John's heart pounded wildly. Was this real, or a fevered dream? He dared not move, terrified that any sound might draw her attention. But moments later, the lamp flared out again, and once more the pale figure emerged. This time she drifted to David, repeating the same ghastly act, stealing the very breath from his body. Unable to endure, John reached out and touched David's arm. It was ice-cold, stiff, lifeless, a corpse's flesh. That was when John realized with dread, this was no ordinary woman. This was a corpse reanimated by a restless spirit. A Quine Hop Trong, a corpse that preys on the living. The woman turned toward him then, her eyes catching the faint glimmer of the oil lamp. She snarled, a guttural sound not of this world, and rushed forward. John's survival instincts took over. He leapt to his feet and bolted out the door, his heart hammering against his ribs. The night exploded into chaos. Behind him, the dead woman gave chase. Her bare feet slapped against the dirt road, closing the distance with unnatural speed. John sprinted through the darkness, every breath ragged, every step driven by sheer terror. The strangest part, when he slowed, she slowed. When he sped up, she too became faster, matching his pace as if tethered to his very soul. The chase became a nightmare without end, her ragged breathing clawing at his back. At last, John spotted a towering silk cotton tree, ancient, gnarled, its roots twisting like giant serpents. Desperate, he scrambled up, gripping the bark with shaking hands. The corpse let out a chilling shriek and lunged after him. But as dawn's first light spread across the horizon, her strength faltered. With one final howl, she collapsed against the roots of the tree. When villagers arrived later that morning, they found John unconscious near the trunk. Beside him lay the woman's body, her right arm grotesquely fused into the bark of the tree, as if the earth itself had swallowed her. Michael and David were discovered back at the house, lifeless, their faces locked in expressions of silent horror. The villagers explained that the merchants had stumbled into a house of death. The wife had actually died earlier that evening. Yet her spirit had not moved on. It had lingered, slipping back into the corpse, rising again to prey upon the living. The locals called it Quine Hop Trong, the corpse spirit, a fate feared for centuries in remote villages of Vietnam. John never spoke of that night without trembling. His companions were buried in foreign soil, and he carried the scars of fear for the rest of his life. This terrifying story is said to have truly happened in Vietnam. If you enjoy chilling tales like this, don't forget to subscribe to True Ghost Encounters so you never miss another nightmarish legend.